up, guys? Reincarnated with you here, bringing you episode 6 review of the anime That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. We have a lot to discuss in this episode. I mean, a lot happened. First off, we found out that Gapta, if I'm pronouncing his name right, I'm not sure if it's Gota. I'm gonna say Gota because it sounds easier and better, but I think it's Gapta or something like that, or maybe the B is in his name is silent, but you know, the goblin that sleeps a lot. By accident, he was actually left in the jail cell when Rama and his, Dwarf posse left the Dwarven Kingdom, and he got so paranoid and scared that he cried and called out and prayed, and in doing so, he learned the skill to summon his wolf companion, and that wolf companion was able to break him out of the jail and run out and take him back to meet up with the rest of the pack. And we see him trying to teach the younger goblins that skill, but he's a bad teacher, but he has really great skill. So, and Verma himself was like, oh wow, he was very impressed with his summoning ability. But at the same time, he was kind of disappointed at the same time because he sucked at as a teacher. So, but we also learned that besides the fact that he got that skill summoning his wolf companion, we found out also that he leveled up because of that. That's why when you watch this episode, you see he has new clothes. I mean, probably the new clothes is not just that. Everyone has new clothes, so you have to imagine that was the dwarves. But the fact that he leveled up and you see two dual clubs in his back, that's pretty interesting. I can't wait to see what he becomes. I thought he was gonna be a joke character, but who knows? He might be something else, or maybe he might be both, a joke character but a good fighter as well. Cause we know we see him in the opening with the slime, but we see some other characters as well there. So, but we see the wolf and him the most with them. So we also find out that the Vegard, the elder of this village, we find out also that he leveled up, and now he's not a goblin lord no more. He's a goblin king. So that was pretty awesome. But besides that, we also have discovered 3 new characters. Kara, Eren, and Jido. These 3 are humans, and they were the ones that the slime met in the first episode when he escaped the dungeon. They went back home. They explained to their master, what they found, and the master was like, you got 3 days to rest, and you have to go back and check the forest. And he was like, what, only 3 days? But he gave them this bad death stare, so they stopped questioning him, but they were still upset about it. And before they get the chance to leave, a girl named Shizu was like, hey, can I come with y'all? The leader was gonna say no, but Erin, the chick of the 3, the only female of those 3, she was like, okay, cool, come with us, the more the merrier. So the boss was kind of upset, but he let it slide and he took her anyway. And then they went to the forest. And they were in the forest and they bumped into a whole bunch of red ants. And they ran away from this group of red ants. And when they were running away, a messenger scout of the goblins told Rigard, and Rigard told Vermora, hey, there's humans in our forest. And he told them the location and stuff. And he went, and when he went over there, Shizu decided to stop running, and she used her sword, which became flames, and she started slaying them. But then something happened that she froze and she fell on her knees, and the last ant was going to finish her off because of that attack opportunity since her defense is down, but he got black lightning, which that's also how the episode starts off. It starts off with Rumura trying to teach black lightning to the fox. I believe his name is his main fox that he keeps sitting next to him. I believe his name is Tailwind. I could probably be saying it wrong, but so we know Rumura can also use black lightning, which that's a very powerful. I think it's a skill, if I'm not mistaken, or a spell, but very powerful, really good range and devastating ability. But he saves her, and he also mentions something that we learned 2 episodes ago that he was destined to meet with somebody. And when he saved this girl with the black lightning, her mask fell off because she always has a mask on. And we found out that this is actually the girl he's destined to be with. So he's, he dialogued to himself in his head. He ain't to nobody else. That, oh wow, this is the chick I'm supposed to be destined with. But he keeps it to himself, of course. And he brings them to the village. He lets them eat and rest and whatever. And then Rearguard decided to introduce him as the master of the village, and they all freaked out. And this is the second time they freaked out, because the first time they freaked out is him actually talking and being polite and giving the mask back to the chick, and it was like, what? And he was like, wow, you can talk? You got slime? He's like, you got a problem with it? And they were like, no. So that was the first time they freaked out. And then the second time was in the village when he was introduced, and they said, oh, this is our great master, Remora. And they was like, what? We knew you was an ordinary slime, but you're the master of this village? And they was just flabbergasted. So he came out of nowhere. He decided to make a Japanese joke, because he is Japanese. And it's funny because Shizu starts laughing, and he was like, okay, so you definitely are Japanese, because she caught on. And the joke was, oh, I'm a good slime. I'm a good boy. I'm a good slime. And he had this little cute little jiggle dance. He's a slime. He made of jello substance. So it was funny seeing that. And later on, he catches Shizu by herself, watching the sunset. And he talks to her, and we get a little bit of dialogue about that she was summoned here. That's how she got here from Japan. Unlike Remora, who died and got reincarnated over here. So we also find out that summoners, whoever they get summoned by, they have to listen to the summoner, and they basically use as weapons. So technically speaking, this is another way of saying that technically she's a slave. So, and Remora decided to link his brain with her so he could show her some good image to make her happy. And she was happy, and they looking through all these nice images of what Japan is now and New York and all this other stuff. But then she drops him because she was hugging him, and her chest started to hurt again. And what happened to her earlier happened again. And he asked her, "You okay?" And it was real funny and cute because when she sees him, she picks him up and she hugs him to her chest, and she's pretty busty, so he's blushing. He's like, oh wow, since I've been in this form, I've been getting picked up by chicks. Maybe it was worth dying and becoming a slime. And I'm like, best slime in the world. When an anime gets a slime fan service and it makes you jealous, they did a pretty good job with that slime. Best, I won't say best MC ever, but he's definitely up there when it comes to Harlem series. This is the chick he pulls, and his abilities are just out of here. But I think he'd be a good match for Hira Sato, I believe is her name is pronounced. From High School D&D. But yeah, it was just hilarious seeing that. And then the dwarf came, and he's like, I gotta talk to you about where we put these new houses. And then he excused himself from Shizu, and the dwarf was taking jabs, saying, oh, did I interrupt? He's like, no. He's like, you sure? Because you blushing. And he's like, no. And they walk away. And then we get to actually see the backstory of Shizu running away from these bombs that these helicopters are dropping on their village. So I guess the era of Japan where she was from, because she did say she came here a long time ago, I guess she probably came from an old era, probably somewhere in the 60s, maybe earlier, 1960s or earlier, before Japan blooms what it is now. So, and we also see the guy who summons her, and he calls her a failure and walks away to leave her to die. But she actually gets up and begs for help, and he was like, And when he checks her body, he's like, I guess you have an infinite for fire magic. Let's see. And he summons a fire spirit, a very well-known one for anyone who plays RPG games, especially Final Fantasy type games, or that game itself. He summons Ifri, and he offers her body to him. So I guess all that pain she was feeling in her chest before was probably Ifri. And Ifri's probably controlling her thanks to the will of her summoning, which she can negate. Which that's kind of slavery, technically. If you summon her, you can negate the summoner's wishes. So I guess he is allowing her to travel for now, but whatever her mission is probably whatever he gave her. So, and I guess Ifri's like the middleman, keeping an eye on her, but at the same time giving her power to actually fight whoever she needs to fight. But that was basically the episode. We get to meet his future wifey, and we get to see the development of the village. We get to see some of the characters level up and new skills. We also find out what the three dwarf brothers that came with the other dwarf here, what they can do. The older brother makes armor, the middle brother makes jewelry, and the youngest brother, he's an architect that makes houses and stuff like that, and wood sculpture, so, which he's the one main person that Remora needed to build his village, so luckily he got him now. But this was a really great episode, a lot of context and dialogue. It wasn't really much of a fight episode. We had that little one fight scene with the ants, but this was a very good episode. It's getting you more and more intrigued into the story. And I'm happy that we met some of our main characters from the human side. Shizu and the other three adventurers that we're most likely going to see again, because we see them in the opening, so these are all major characters. So, but yeah, can't wait for next week's episode. See what happens. Can't wait to see in the future what happened with Shizu and him, how they're going to be together, since they are supposed to be destined for each other. So, yeah, definitely can't wait to see how he gets his human form too, because we see in the opening he has a human form. So either he creates that with some type of magic, or he eats somebody and could become them. Or maybe he gets that as a blessing. Who knows? But that's all I have for you guys today. Please like, comment, share, and hit that subscribe bell. Hit this subscribe and hit that notification bell. Because if you don't, YouTube is not going to really give you the notifications like they're supposed to for every video I post. And make sure you do that for all the YouTubers to subscribe to. And if you haven't watched this episode, go watch it. Great episode. But that's all I have for you guys today, and I'll catch you the next time. Peace.